Hey, what is happening, folks? It's Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where we review, unbox, give my first reaction to all things pop culture, mainly Star Wars, Transformers, anime, McFarlane figures sprinkled in with a bunch of other stuff. So if that is your fancy and it tickles it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And if it doesn't tickle it, well, hopefully it will tickle it eventually. So a couple things before we get started with what we want to review on. As y'all know, I like to highlight and spotlight YouTube channels every now and then, and this one was brought to my attention, and I want to share with you about a person whose YouTube channel just started in August. It is Rollout, and if you look up his YouTube ID, it's at rollout_12. He does, I think it's a he, does stop motion videos of Transformers, and I tell you what, that takes a lot of patience and talent. Two things that I lack very much on that. So you're just like, why are you doing Transformers videos if you lack patience? But Rollout does these stop motion videos. He's got a few videos on his website, but I just want to give him a shout out, just to someone new that we haven't seen in a while. So I think some of y'all should go visit his channel, take a look at it, take a look at his stuff, and drop him some likes and things like that. So Rollout, check it out. So there we go. So today what we're going to go over, we're in the land of Transformers. Since it is Transformers Tuesday, we're going to talk about a tribute Transformer. So Pangu Toys, which, you know, you see me review the Mighty Miracle God Omega Supreme, released an oversized tribute to Cyclonus. They actually have an oversized Cyclonus from Iron Factory, which we'll review at a later date. But today what we're going to review is this one right here, Pangu Toys Loki. And so this is no way affiliated to the Loki of Marvel. This is Loki in Norse mythology. I think that's how you get past the copyright. But here we're going to review this. So let's go back to my desk and see what Loki and what mischief we can get into. Yes, folks, here it is, Pangu Toys Loki. I have been looking forward to this bot for a while. I have a soft spot in my heart for tribute bots, especially third-party ones. The MMC Severed Grin, which was the Joker one. Put a link to the review I did of that. That one was pretty friggin' awesome. And then there's just a bunch of them that are out there that are pretty cool. Now, Pangu Toys has been around for a little bit, not too long, but a little bit, but they've already made their mark. When the first thing that I got from them was their Omega Supreme, the Mighty Miracle God, which for the price was really good. Really nice Omega Supreme. I'll put a link to that video up above as well. And then of course they've got some other stuff coming out too. They got a oversized, when I say oversized, I think like 18 inches Optimus Prime, which is an oversized KO of the Magic Square Optimus Prime. Now this is a remold of this Loki right here, is a remold of the Cyclonus that Iron Factory did. So you'll be able to see some of the similarities as I will bring that one into the picture here in a little bit. But I'm excited about this. I've been looking forward to this bot. I think this looks cool, and I cannot wait to get it out of the package. But here it is from the front, from the middle, from the back, the top, the bottom, all sorts of stuff. You get katanas, soul gem, various hands, the tesseract, and all sorts of cool stuff. So I don't get how some of these companies get away with some of these likenesses and things like that. Now this one I can kind of see because it's still like a robot Loki, but like now Severed Grin, they had to kind of disguise the fact that it was Joker. They gave you a head that was a robot head, and then you can replace that head with a Joker head, which was really cool. But I digress. That's all I've got I'll say about this one. So let's go ahead and get it out of the box and onto my table. All I've got to say is wowie, wow, wow. This thing is friggin' awesome. You can already tell where I'm going to probably lean on this. Of course, it could change when I start transforming it and things like that, but this thing is amazing. Look at this. This, man, Pangu Toys, you guys did an amazing job on this bot. I'm excited about it. Cannot wait to get to playing with it a little bit. But out of the package, you can already tell this is an oversized KO remold of that Cyclonus that Iron Factory did. But let's talk about what you get. You get a lot of stuff. So first of all, in here, I believe are the instructions. Also the cape, which is cool. You get this little cape here. Very nice. Then you get the instructions as well as this card, the soul card. That is pretty cool right there. Love it, love it, love it. The soul gem, which is in that doohickey there. But then the instructions on how to transform him, how to put his cape on, all that good stuff, so that way he looks really, really cute. And then you also get all these blast effects here. Awesome. You get all these hands across America. You just got to take them off, and so we'll get those off here in just a moment. Also, you get his blue daggers. Nice, nice, nice. His staff, which looks friggin' amazing. Not one, but two S words. So that's cool. And then the scabbards that those S words go into. Very nice. We hold one of these swords up so you can kind of see a better look at it. Very, very cool. And then, of course, the Tesseract itself. Which is just a blue box. One of the Infinity Stones, the Tesseract. This Infinity Stone is in here too as well. The Mind Gem is in here. The Soul Gem. Where is the Soul? No, not the Soul Gem. I don't remember which gem this one is. But yeah, this looks awesome. This looks freaking amazing. And then here's the bot itself. I don't have any hands on him right now because they're still in this plastic, but we'll bring him in for a closer look. So just look at that face sculpt. That is nice. So nice. Bring my camera in just bring my lighting in just here for a little bit. I love the green. The gold just looks really, really good. You can get this all kind of set back where it looks very awesome. Just the side skirts. I love the samurai feel of it too as well, like that they did with, I don't know how to pronounce the Iron Factory one. I don't even want to try to butcher it, but just look at that face. Just so cool. And the horns. And then of course here it is. Let me just give you kind of a rotisserie view of this bot. Just wow. Wow. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got to say about that. So let's do some articulation. But before we do the articulation, let me get some hands on him and we'll be right back. All right, Loki has some hands and he's got his S words on his side cape, his side pants, skirt, whatever you call that, armor. He's got those on. Now, just to show you just how big he is, let me first get my ruler. My ruler and me climb up a tree. So at the tippy top of his wings and his horns, he's about 7 inches. So he would probably scale pretty well, almost with the chug line. Maybe not as well, but I think because he is a Loki and not a Cyclonus, I think that's where he would scale. It would be fine for him to scale that way. Just because if he was Cyclonus, I think he'd still be a little too small. But let me just show you. This is Iron Factory's Cyclonus right there. I mean, same mold, but look how much bigger the Pangu Toys one is compared to Iron Factory's. Just so much larger. But the swords are very, 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 very similar here. So you can kind of see, let me pull one of these swords out here. But yeah, you can kind of see the swords are extremely similar. I wonder. Let me pull this sword out. Well, the sword is this sword. If I wanted to give that one a bigger sword, look at that. Now I'm in anime territory with this big old sword, big S word right there. So let me just put that back out. Pull it out. Put the right size sword there. There's a lot of weird junior high sayings there, but yeah, just look how much smaller that one is compared to the Loki there. But yeah, I just want to show you that really quickly before we get into some articulation here. I'm going to remove these swords just so we can have a better time at doing this. And so head-wise, you do have, it's on a ball joint, and it's really, really tight. The plastic just feels squeaky and tight, so just need some movement time. Oh, the horns do come off. Welcome back, folks. Got his horn back on. As you can see, his other horn broke off, so it was fragile out of the box and just finally gave up the ghost. So one of the things, I bought this from Shozi store, so one of the things I've heard that's really amazing about them is their after sales service. So I put in a ticket to see if they'll be able to send me a new headpiece or new head. We'll see what happens. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, maybe they'll charge me, maybe not, but we'll see what happens, see if they can send that new headpiece. If not, worst case scenario, I can super glue that horn back on, but we will not let that deter us from finishing our review. You can see I've got hands on him and his weapons and all that kind of stuff, but from an articulation, we saw the head bobbing already. The arms, you do have 360 movement, but the wings do move with the arms, so just to let you know, you can move out a little bit. You do have this movement and that movement too as well. Hands, you just can twist and then kind of bob. This one's one of those you can bob up and down with the ball joint too as well. Swords come in and out. The waist, you do have a bit of an ab crunch. You do have movement there. You could probably go all the way around if you want to with it. Legs, you can pop it up. You got to kind of get that skirt out of the way. You can get it way up there. You have a couple joints. You have, I don't know if you can see, there's one there and there's one here. So you can do some interesting movements and stuff like that. Going back, you can't go back as far because of that skirt that's there. You don't have any kind of thigh twist or anything like that. And then the ankle, you have this rock, but no rock that way. So that's what you got from an articulation standpoint with this guy. Let me get him kind of composed here. See if we can get him standing the way he should. But yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with the figure. The plastic's a little bit fragile that I've discovered on this, but other than that, I think it feels pretty decent. You get a lot of options with hands and things like that too as well. But let's get him compared to some other bots. Here he is compared to a couple other bots. I just wanted to bring out his tribute form right here again. You already saw him with Cyclonus from Iron Factory. Here's Core Class Bomb Burst, and then we also have Voyager Class Cyclonus, kind of closest to kind of the match of the aesthetic. But you can kind of see he almost comes up to that Voyager Class level, but not quite. I'd say probably more deluxe. Let me bring a deluxe class figure in here. A little taller than a deluxe class, but smaller than a Voyager. So he would fit probably within that deluxe class piece there, but he's Loki. He doesn't need to necessarily be in line with anybody else. He's a line of himself. So let's get these bots out of the way and let's transform Loki and his one horn. He's a unicorn. Let's transform this unihorned beast. here it is in plain bird mode. That's what I'm going to call it, plain bird mode. Pretty fairly straightforward, just had problems pegging stuff in, and that's usually with new toys. I mean, everything's really, really tight. But as well as he's a little lopsided because, again, his other antenna, her horn is broken. But this is it in the gold and green. Take a look at that. Looks pretty cool, I would say. I kind of dig it. Just looks like a futuristic spaceship, but also you can tell it's just the body's all just pretty much squished down into a plane form. The hardest part were these parts right here to get tabbed in, and this part right here was tough for me because it kept causing this to pop off because since this is loose, so that was tough too as well for me. But overall, pretty nice little plane design. And let me pop my camera up so we can kind of get a better look at it here. So there it is from the top view. Love the gold, green, and black. That just looks cool. Then here from the side, from the bottom, if you have a stand, you can kind of pop it right there in between the waist and get them flying on a flight stand. And then this side here, a couple of little qualms that I don't like. I wish I had something that pegged these legs together so they weren't loose, so you can just keep those together. And then of course my horn, I'm not symmetrical on this thing here. So that is it in a nutshell. So this is how big it is. Let me grab my ruler, one ruler to rule them all. So from stem to stern, you're looking at about 8 inches. So that's how big this one is. And, oh, you can't see that. My camera's not down. There we go. So again, from stem to stern, 8 inches. There we go. So that's how big it is that way. And then just standing from a height standpoint, you're looking less than an inch, inch and a half maybe. Now, just to show you from a comparison to the Iron Factory Cyclonus, so you can see how much bigger, oversized this one is, this Loki is compared to this one here. Transformation's the same, but just, yeah, that's what you can see right there. So that's how big that is. We'll get some other bots in here to compare to as well. But I do want to show you, it does have one more mode, and that is bird, bird, bird. Bird's the word, and that's pretty simple. All you got to do is just pull these legs up, pull the feet back out, and get them kind of back into feet mode. And so we'll get those back into feet mode, like so. And then these legs kind of just come up, and like that. Kind of put it like that. I kind of like doing it like so. Got that there, and then his beak right here, you just pop that open, and there you go. You got bird mode right there. That's it. That's it for bird mode. So say bird, bird, bird. Bird's the word. So yeah, just kind of a gimmicky new another way you can have fun with this Pangu Toys Loki, aka green and gold Cyclonus. So let's put these back into jet mode here. Like I said, I just wish there was something, maybe I'm missing it, but that just clipped these together so you didn't have to worry about them spreading apart like so. And just everything, and I wish there was something that kind of clipped that kind of there together so it met seamlessly. But yeah, let's get some other vehicles and let's compare some sizes. Okay, just pulled a few just to show you. This is how he looks compared to Blitzwing there, and we got of course core class Bumblebee. That's kind of just a comparison how big. So again, kind of almost in line with the Chug scale, definitely not legend size, so it kind of fits in between. So like I said again before, if this was Cyclonus, he may be kind of out of any kind of scale you're looking for, although that oversized Cyclonus, that with the samurai look, looks amazing at Pangu Toys. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get that and kind of review that for y'all. But yeah, that is it. So let's get back together, talk through some of my final thoughts on Loki. So some of my final thoughts on Loki, let me bring him in. There he is. Well, you can just see his spear. There's his head. Now you can see his head. There he is. I love, first of all, my pros on this. Love the green and gold color scheme. Love all the accessories it comes with. You get 2 swords. You get his staff. You get the tesseract. You get daggers. You get blast effects. You get all sorts of stuff like that. It's very, very nice tribute to, like I said, that Cyclonus that IDW has. But yeah, and some pretty decent posability. Transformation wasn't too bad, but it just kind of like put together on that. My cons is this right here. I broke it. It helped break itself, but I broke it most of the way. And so hopefully Shozi Store, I'll be able to get that replaced from them through their after sales support on that. But yeah, it's broken. You can kind of see it, but it looks like it's a clean break, and somewhere I can kind of re-glue that if I don't get that fixed. I may still re-glue it before I get the new head in, if I do get one. So when it says don't grab a bull by the horns or grab a bull by the horns, don't use these horns right here because they are very fragile on this. And that's the other thing. This at points feels fragile, so like I just don't want to, you know, really abuse it and things like that. So, but overall though, I think it's a really great tribute. I love these tribute bots. I love like the Severed Grin Joker bot that I did a review on. But very, very cool, very awesome. On a scale of good, bad, awesome, I'd say this is a pretty awesome bot here, and he's going to stay in my collection and be probably in some sort of pose like this with his staff. I may try to get the Tesseract in his hand there too as well. So, but just have a lot of fun. Now, here's what I'd love to see them do. I'd love to see a Thor of some sort. Maybe use the DevCon mold, and maybe you can do a Thor out of that one, or Nova Prime and do a Thor out of that. That would be very, very awesome. So we can have some Asgardian brothers from different mothers having fun together on this. So God of Mischief, Robot of Mischief, I love you. I think you're great. I think you're awesome, and you get a good, pretty awesome score on that. So with that, tune in next time. If you want to come back to Transformer Land, it'll be on Thursday, but tune in on Thursday or tune in on any day and see what we got to review that's good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all stay young, have fun, and be awesome. Take care of yourselves now.